Commander Elena Voss stood at the bridge of the Aurora's edge, her eyes fixed on the vast darkness of space. Stars glimmered like scattered diamonds, but something about the region ahead made her uneasy. It wasn't the usual emptiness of deep space, it was the sense that someone or something was watching. The ship's AI, Lyra, broke the silence. "Commander, I am detecting an unusual signal originating from the uncharted sector near the Endarian Nebula. It does not match any known frequency." Elena raised an eyebrow. "Uncharted, you say?" She felt a thrill of curiosity mixed with caution. Humanity had explored far, but this region had remained untouched for decades. "Show me the signal, Lyra." A holographic screen flickered to life, showing a series of rhythmic pulses. The pattern was strange, almost musical, and yet it carried a precision that suggested intelligence. Elena leaned closer. "Is it a distress signal?" asked Lieutenant Marco, the ship's communications officer. His voice was calm, but Elena noticed a slight tremor. Lyra responded, "Unknown. The signal contains no recognizable language, but it exhibits repeated structures consistent with intelligent communication." Elena's heart raced. She had trained for situations like this, yet something about the signal made her pulse quicken. It was not threatening, but it carried an intensity that could not be ignored. "Prepare a translation attempt," Elena ordered. "If this is intelligence, I want to know who or what we are dealing with." Over the next several hours, the crew worked tirelessly. The AI processed the signal, breaking it into patterns and frequencies. Slowly, fragments began to emerge, words forming in a strange but unmistakable sequence. Finally, the translation became coherent. A calm, measured voice echoed through the bridge. "Your arrival was expected. I am not your enemy." The words were simple, polite, and non-threatening, but they made Elena shiver. There was a weight behind them, an invisible pressure that made her skin tingle. The crew exchanged uneasy glances. "Not our enemy," Marco repeated. "But why do I feel like my heart is racing?" Elena nodded slowly. She felt the same way. The words themselves were harmless, but the tone carried something ancient, something beyond human understanding. "Set a course for the signal's origin," she commanded. "We go slow. I don't want to provoke anything." The ship shifted its trajectory, moving toward a planet that shimmered faintly in the nebula's glow. From orbit, it looked almost ordinary, a metallic surface reflecting the dim light of distant stars. But as they approached, the planet seemed to ripple. "Commander," Lyra said, her voice steady but tinged with caution. "The surface, it is reacting to our approach. The readings are unstable. The material is not responding like any known element." Elena studied the holographic map. The planet's surface appeared to shift and flow, like liquid metal frozen in motion. "Bring us closer," she ordered. Her curiosity outweighed her fear. She needed to see this world up close. As the Aurora's edge descended, the rippling intensified. The metallic surface seemed almost alive, reflecting the ship's lights in impossible patterns. Elena felt a strange pull, as if the planet was calling to her directly. "Commander, caution," Marco warned. "The energy readings are off the charts. It's like the planet is aware of us." Elena ignored the warning. Something inside her insisted that she had to see this through. The crew's tension was palpable, but they followed orders. Slowly, the ship hovered just above the surface. Then, without warning, a blinding white light engulfed the ship. Elena shielded her eyes. The ship's instruments went haywire, alarms blaring in unison. "Report!" Elena shouted. We are..." "Outside normal space," Lyra stammered. "The coordinates. They do not exist in our charts. We are displaced." The light faded as quickly as it had appeared. The bridge was silent, save for the soft hum of emergency systems. Elena blinked, trying to adjust to the sudden change. "Status?" she demanded. "We are orbiting a planet," Lyra said. "But the stars..." "Commander, the stars are different. This is not the same sector of space we entered." Elena felt a cold thrill run down her spine. They had been transported somewhere else, either another part of the galaxy, another dimension, or perhaps even another time. The possibilities were both terrifying and exhilarating. "Crew, stay calm," Elena said, her voice steady despite the storm of emotions inside her. "We do not panic. We assess, we adapt. That is what we do." She walked to the observation window, staring at the planet below. Its surface now seemed calmer. The ripples subdued, but there was an unnatural smoothness to it. Nothing about this world obeyed the laws they knew. "Lyra," she said, "attempt communication with the source of the original signal." Let's find out who or what is responsible for this. The AI's voice was calm, almost soothing as it transmitted a new signal toward the planet. Moments later, a response came, not over the speakers, but directly into Elena's mind. A voice, calm and measured, filled her thoughts. You have arrived. I have waited. Her heart jumped. The words were gentle, but their presence was overwhelming. She could feel an awareness behind them, a consciousness far greater than her own. Elena? Marco's voice sounded distant, as if through water. Are you okay? I think so, she whispered, still recovering from the sudden mental intrusion. Lyra, can anyone else hear it? The signal is directed at you, Lyra said. It is selective. No other crew member is experiencing it yet. Elena's pulse quickened. The voice was not a threat, yet it carried the weight of centuries, perhaps millennia. It was a calm invitation, but one that demanded attention. I want a landing team ready, she said after a moment, regaining control. We go down. Carefully, we find out what we are dealing with. The crew prepared, donning exploration suits and scanning devices. Elena led the way, her mind still buzzing from the voice in her head. She could not shake the feeling that something extraordinary awaited them, something that could change everything they knew about humanity and the universe. As the landing craft descended through the planet's shimmering atmosphere, the surface rippled beneath them. Elena held her breath. It was beautiful, hypnotic, and frightening all at once. The light danced across the metal, reflecting in ways that made her feel as if the world itself were alive. The craft touched down gently. The crew stepped out onto the surface. Each footfall echoed strangely, as if the ground itself were listening. Elena, Marco whispered, do you feel that? It's like it's responding to us, she nodded. Every sense in her body was alert. The air was breathable but carried an electric charge that made her hair stand on end. The calm voice returned, speaking again in her mind. Do not fear. I am not your enemy. But your heart, it betrays your caution. Elena felt a shiver run down her spine. The words were not threatening, yet her heart raced as if she were facing a predator. She realized something important. This being, or whatever it was, understood emotions, understood fear and curiosity. Keep moving, she said to the crew. Stay together. Observe, record everything. They advanced toward a glowing structure in the distance, rising like a crystal from the metallic plains. The light from within pulsed softly like a heartbeat. Elena felt drawn toward it, compelled by a force she could not name. As they approached, the calm voice spoke once more. You were expected. All of this was waiting for you. Step closer, Commander. See the truth for yourself. Elena's heart raced, her mind spinning with questions. What was this world? Who was speaking to her? And why did her instincts warn her of something she could not yet see? She exchanged a glance with her team, seeing the same mixture of fear and fascination in their eyes. Then, taking a deep breath, she stepped forward. The world shimmered around her, alive with light and energy. And at that moment, she realized that nothing she knew about the universe could have prepared her for what lay ahead. The light around the crystalline structure shimmered like liquid glass. Commander Elena Voss led her team cautiously across the metallic plains. Every step seemed to echo unnaturally, as if the planet itself were listening to their movement. The air hummed softly, a gentle vibration that resonated deep within her chest, making her pulse quicken. Commander, Lieutenant Marco whispered. Do you feel that? It's like the ground is alive. Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the glowing structure ahead. It rose from the ground in perfect symmetry, tall and translucent, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. The light reflected in every direction, creating illusions of other towers that weren't really there. Keep your focus, she instructed. Observe, record, but stay alert. As they approached the edge of the structure, the air shimmered more violently. The light bent and a figure appeared before them, seemingly standing on nothing. Elena froze. The being was humanoid but unlike anything she had ever seen. Its skin glowed faintly, shifting in color from silver to soft blue. No visible clothing or armor adorned it, yet it radiated authority and serenity at the same time. Its eyes, luminous and calm, seemed to look directly into Elena's thoughts. I am Solan, the figure said, its voice gentle but not spoken aloud. It echoed directly in Elena's mind. I have waited for your arrival. The crew staggered back instinctively, overwhelmed by the presence. Lieutenant Marco gripped his communicator. "Commander, what is it? Some kind of alien? Or a hologram?" Elena shook her head slowly, sensing immediately that Solon was far more than either. "It's real," she whispered, her mind tingling with the intrusion of the voice. "And it's intelligent. More intelligent than anything we've encountered." Solon's form shifted slightly, flowing like liquid light. "I am not your enemy. You have questions, I assume?" "Yes," Elena said firmly, though her voice trembled slightly. "Who or what are you? And why were we brought here?" "You are here because humanity has always been part of this place," Solon replied. "Time and space are flexible here. Your journey was expected, though delayed. You came in the form of curiosity and courage, both traits I have observed across human history." The words were calm, almost comforting, but Elena could not shake the unease. His presence was soothing, yet the intensity behind his mind-to-mind communication made her heart race uncontrollably. It was not fear of violence, but of something deeper, something she could not yet name. "Show me," she demanded. "Show me why we are here. Show me what this place is." Solon extended a hand. "Come closer, Commander. Observe carefully and your mind will understand." Elena hesitated. The structure pulsed, almost beckoning her. One by one her crew followed, eyes wide with awe and caution. The closer they came, the more they sensed the unusual energy. It was as though the planet itself was alive, its consciousness gentle but enormous, flowing around them and through them simultaneously. Inside the crystalline tower, the air felt lighter, almost buoyant. The walls were made of the same shimmering material as the exterior, and within them scenes flickered, images of places and events, moments from past and possible futures, all interwoven into a living tapestry. "Is this a memory bank?" Elena whispered to Lyra, her hand brushing against the smooth surface. "How is this possible?" "It is advanced beyond anything in human history," Lyra replied. "It appears to record consciousness and energy as tangible constructs. These may be stored events or echoes of time itself." Solon moved closer to her, his light flowing like gentle waves. "This is a place of remembrance, of choices, of warnings. Humanity has been here before, though not in your time. You are witnessing echoes of what might have been." Elena felt her pulse quicken even more. "Echoes?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I don't understand." Solon's eyes, bright, calm, yet infinitely deep, focused on her. "In a different time, humans arrived here long before you. They sought the same knowledge you seek. Their choices, their actions left imprints. Some of these echoes contain warnings, others promise lessons. You are seeing what your kind must understand to survive." The walls flickered and Elena saw herself, her own voice, calm and measured, speaking words she had never spoken. Her heart skipped a beat. That's me," she whispered. "But how? I've never been here before." Solon's voice resonated gently in her mind. "Time here does not follow the rules you know. You are witnessing yourself from a moment that has not yet arrived. You are seeing what will be, through the eyes of those who have come before you. Your heart races because you sense truth beyond comprehension." Marco stepped closer to her. "Commander, is she hallucinating? This is impossible." "No, Marco," Elena said firmly, though she could hardly believe her own words. "This is real, and we are part of it." Solon gestured toward the flickering images. "Your humanity is both fragile and extraordinary. That is why you are here. That is why I exist, to guide you, to show what has been and what might come." Elena's curiosity overcame her fear. She moved closer to the glowing panels, studying the images that flickered and shimmered. Ships, planets, and human faces appeared and disappeared. She recognized some structures as Earth-made, others alien. Among them she saw explorers, smiling, warning, falling silent in moments of decision. "This place, it records human consciousness?" she asked. "Yes," Solon replied. "All who come here leave an imprint. Some are lost, some endure. Some become part of the memory itself. I am one such consciousness. I was created to observe, to guide, to preserve. I am neither fully human nor fully alien. I am the product of curiosity, of thought, of energy made conscious." Elena's mind spun. The calmness in his voice, the lack of threat, and yet the power behind his presence made her heart pound. She felt a strange connection to him, not as fear or romance, but as understanding, a shared recognition of being alone in the vastness of space. "You want me to understand?" she whispered. But how? By seeing and feeling, Solon replied. By experiencing the truth of what humanity can become and what it risks losing. Elena felt a sudden pull. Images of her crew appeared, each interacting with strange technology and glowing energy fields. She saw herself stepping forward, communicating calmly but always with a hint of warning. The images were not predictions, they were memories waiting to happen. Your arrival triggers echoes, Solon explained. You will speak words you have not yet spoken, but they are part of the continuity of this place. You are linked to what came before and what may come. That is why your heart races. Elena swallowed hard. And the rest of the crew? Can they understand what you are showing me? Solon's light shifted toward them. They will experience only fragments until they are ready. The full truth requires understanding beyond the ordinary human mind. But you have the capacity to perceive more than most. Her pulse was racing now, her senses overwhelmed by the pulsing light, the memories, and Solon's calm, yet compelling presence. She realized that she was standing at the edge of knowledge that could change the course of humanity itself. You are offering me a choice, she said softly. To see, to understand, to accept. Yes, Solon replied. You may leave, forget, and return to the stars unchanged. Or you may stay and witness what has been hidden, what has waited for your species to arrive again. The choice is yours, Commander. Elena looked back at her team. Their eyes were wide with awe and apprehension. She could feel the tension in the air, the pull of the planet and the weight of Solon's words. Her heart raced not out of fear, but out of anticipation. The anticipation of knowing, of learning, of seeing the universe as it had never been seen before. Finally, she stepped closer to Solon. I will stay, she said firmly. I will see what must be seen. I will learn what humanity needs to know. The being's light pulsed warmly, a gentle wave of approval. Then follow me, Commander. Your journey begins here, at the heart of knowledge and memory. As they moved deeper into the crystalline tower, Elena felt both fear and wonder. Every pulse of light, every echo of memory made her heart race. She knew the journey ahead would be unlike anything she had faced, but she also knew that she was ready. The planet hummed around them, alive, conscious, and ancient. And as Solon led her deeper into the glowing core, Elena realized one truth above all. This place was not a threat. Its guardian's words were calm, gentle, and without harm. Yet the experience of understanding, of seeing what had been and what could be, was enough to make her heart race as if it were standing on the edge of eternity itself. The crystalline tower stretched endlessly above and below them, its walls shimmering like liquid starlight. Elena followed Solon deeper into the structure, feeling as though the very air vibrated with ancient energy. Every step seemed to echo inside her mind as much as the tower, making her pulse quicken. This place. It's alive, Elena whispered. Her voice seemed to be absorbed and reflected back in countless soft echoes. It's responding to us. Solon's glowing form moved gracefully alongside her. It does more than respond, he said gently. It remembers. All who have come here leave traces. Thoughts, emotions, decisions. Time is not a straight path within these walls. You will see what was, what is, and what could be. Elena's eyes widened as they entered a vast chamber. The walls were no longer just translucent crystal. They were alive with movement. Within the walls, faint images flickered, forming scenes she did not recognize. Ships, explorers, strange machinery, and people moving with purpose. All of it flowed together in a shimmering stream of light. What is this? She asked. Are these memories? Yes, Solon replied. Some are from humans who came here long before your time. Others are echoes of events yet to occur. You are witnessing not just the past but also possibilities. Every choice, every action leaves a mark. Elena's breath caught. She noticed a familiar figure among the images. Her own face stared back at her, calm and determined, speaking words she had never uttered in her life. She staggered back. That's me, she whispered. But I've never been here before. How can this be? Solon's light pulsed softly. This is a memory echo. Time here does not flow as you know it. You are seeing yourself from a moment that has not yet come. You will speak these words in the future. You will record a message that echoes across time, warning humanity of what might occur. You are both observer and participant, her heart raced. She felt the impossible weight of this revelation pressing down on her. Her pulse thundered in her ears. So, I am part of something that hasn't happened yet? Yes, Solon said. You are intertwined with this place. You were always meant to be here. That is why your heart reacts so strongly to my words. They are not threats, but they carry truth that your mind is only beginning to comprehend. Elena struggled to calm herself. She had faced countless dangers in her career, space anomalies, alien encounters, even hostile planets. But none had shaken her like this. The calm voice, the radiant figure beside her, the shimmering walls that contained the essence of human thought, all of it made her feel small, yet deeply connected to something vast and ancient. She stepped closer to the glowing wall, reaching out to touch one of the flickering images. The moment her fingers brushed the crystal, she felt a surge of energy. Memories and possibilities flooded her mind. She saw a human expedition arriving at this planet centuries ago, walking carefully across the metallic surface, marveling at the same shimmering light. She saw their triumphs and failures, their laughter and sorrow, their curiosity and fear. These humans, Elena murmured, they came here before us, and they left echoes. Yes, Solon said. Many were lost. Some survived only in memory. This place preserves their knowledge, their warnings, and their lessons. And now you are seeing these echoes as they relate to your own arrival. Elena's gaze fell on one particular image, herself, standing calmly, speaking into a recording device. The words were clear, precise, filled with a quiet authority she did not yet recognize as her own. Why is my voice here? She asked, her heart racing faster than ever. Solon stepped closer, his light flowing gently around her. You will speak these words soon, Commander. They are part of the continuity of this place. The memory core does not distinguish between past, present, and future. It preserves what must be preserved. You are witnessing your own echo, what you will become and what humanity needs to hear. Elena's mind reeled. So, I am seeing my future self? In a way, Solon said. You are seeing the truth of your decisions before they occur. You are connected to this planet, to the echoes, and to all who have come here before. That is why your heart races. You sense the weight of knowledge beyond human experience. Her pulse hammered in her chest. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. What about the rest of my crew? Can they see these echoes? Solon's form glowed softly, shifting like liquid light. Not yet. They are not ready for the full truth. Only you can perceive the depth of the memory core at this time. Your curiosity, courage, and openness allow you to witness what others cannot. Elena's mind focused. She realized that this was a responsibility, not a privilege. She was being shown a glimpse of humanity's past and potential future, and it was up to her to understand and guide what came next. Why me? She asked quietly. Why am I the one? Solon's eyes, bright, calm, and infinitely deep, met hers. Because you have the qualities required to endure what you will see. You are human, yes, but you possess the patience, the curiosity, and the courage necessary to comprehend these echoes. You will guide humanity with this knowledge, even if they do not yet understand it. Elena swallowed hard. The calmness in his voice, the lack of threat, and the overwhelming presence of the memory core made her heart race uncontrollably. She felt a connection to Solon, a bond that went beyond explanation. It was not fear, not love, but something like recognition, a shared understanding between two beings aware of vast possibilities and deep solitude. She moved further into the chamber, observing more images. She saw planets being shaped, civilizations growing and fading, and ships traveling across space carrying explorers and diplomats. She saw herself again, interacting with people she had never met, speaking words she had not yet said. Each echo made her pulse quicken, each vision tugged at her curiosity and sense of purpose. Solon moved beside her, his voice gentle in her mind. These echoes are warnings as much as they are lessons. Humanity must understand the consequences of its choices. You are here to witness them and to guide what comes next. Elena nodded slowly, absorbing the enormity of what he said. She had always believed in exploration and knowledge, but this surpassed everything she had imagined. The memory core was not just a record. It was alive, aware, and capable of teaching those willing to listen. Will I always see my own echoes? She asked. Not always, Solon replied. But when you need guidance, when the choices are most critical, the memory core will reveal what is necessary. Your heart races because you are sensing the responsibility of this knowledge, the weight of understanding and action combined. Her pulse slowed slightly as she considered his words. She realized that the fear she felt was not for herself, but for humanity. She was seeing the vastness of possibility, the delicate balance between survival and disaster, and the role she would play in guiding her species forward. "Elena," Solon said softly, "there is more to see, more to understand. But you must also carry this knowledge with care. The echoes are powerful, but they are not a path to fear. They are a path to wisdom." She took a deep breath, steadying her racing heart. "I understand," she said. "I will learn, I will observe, and I will carry this knowledge responsibly." Solon's light pulsed warmly, a gentle wave of approval. "Then continue, Commander. There are lessons yet to be revealed. There are echoes yet to be understood. And through them, humanity may find its path." As they moved deeper into the crystalline chamber, Elena felt both awe and determination. Each step brought new visions, new echoes of humanity's potential and past. Her heart raced not from fear, but from the thrill of discovery and the weight of responsibility. She knew that what she was witnessing would shape her future, and the future of all who came after her. For the first time, Elena truly understood the power of this place. The memory core was not just a record. It was a guide, a teacher, and a mirror reflecting humanity's greatest potential and its gravest dangers. And at the heart of it all was Solon, calm, patient, and infinitely wise. Her journey was only beginning, but she felt ready. Ready to face the echoes, to understand the truths hidden within, and to carry that knowledge back to her people. The crystal walls shimmered around her, alive with the light of countless memories, and she knew one thing with absolute certainty. The future was not set. It was waiting for those brave enough to understand, and she would not turn away. Elena felt the pulse of the crystalline tower in her chest as she followed Solon deeper into the heart of the structure. Every step reverberated through the floor, echoing like a heartbeat in rhythm with the glowing walls. Her senses were alive. Sight, sound, and even thought seemed amplified. The memory echoes she had witnessed earlier were only a fraction of what this place held. "The chamber ahead," Solon said softly, "is where the truth waits. Here, you will see the choices that shaped the past, the present, and the potential futures of humanity." Elena's heart raced. Though Solon's words were calm and gentle, the weight behind them pressed on her mind. This was not a threat, but an invitation, and one that demanded courage. She nodded. "I'm ready," she said, her voice steady despite the nervous flutter in her chest. They entered a vast circular chamber. Light radiated from a crystalline core in the center, spiraling upwards like a miniature galaxy. Around it, the walls shimmered with endless memories, images of planets, humans, and events both familiar and strange. The chamber itself felt alive, as though it could sense her presence and respond to her thoughts. "This is the heart of the memory core," Solon explained. "It contains echoes of all who have come here, their choices, their fears, and their hopes. It also records the consequences of those choices, what might happen if humanity continues on certain paths." Elena stepped closer to the central spiral. The light was mesmerizing, shifting colors as if reflecting her own emotions. She saw glimpses of Earth bustling with life and of other worlds humanity had touched. Then she saw potential futures, some filled with light and discovery, others dark and silent. "This is incredible," she whispered. "I can see everything, and yet I can't take it all in at once." Solon's form shimmered beside her. "You do not need to. Understanding comes gradually. Your heart races because you are sensing the magnitude of what is possible. But fear not. Knowledge is a gift, not a burden, if it is treated wisely." Elena's gaze fell on one vision in particular. A planet burning, ships falling from orbit, humans struggling against forces they could not control. The memory core showed how arrogance and ignorance had led to disaster in that potential future. Her chest tightened. The future was fragile, balanced on the choices humanity made now. "Is this inevitable?" she asked softly. "No," Solon said. "The future is not fixed. It responds to choices, to understanding, to courage. That is why your presence here is vital. Humanity must learn from the echoes. You will be part of the guidance that shapes the path ahead." Elena's pulse quickened further. The calmness in Solon's voice was a strange contrast to the thrill and tension she felt. She realized that the fear in her heart was not fear of harm, but fear of responsibility. She carried the weight of knowledge, and the choices she made could affect countless lives. "Show me everything," she said, taking another step toward the core. The crystal spiral responded, sending waves of light across the chamber, Images shifted and changed, forming sequences of events from humanity's past explorations. She saw fleets traveling through space, scientists making breakthroughs, and diplomats negotiating peace. Then she saw mistakes, moments where human pride, impatience, or misunderstanding led to conflict, loss, and regret. "Why show me this?" Elena asked. "Why reveal both the good and the bad?" "Because understanding requires perspective," Solon replied. "Humans are extraordinary, capable of great achievement and profound error. To guide humanity wisely, you must see both. Only then can the heart and mind act in harmony." Elena studied a sequence of explorers landing on a metallic world similar to this one. They approached a glowing tower like the one she now stood before. Some succeeded, others failed. Their decisions, reactions, and even emotions were preserved here in the memory core, as echoes for her to witness. She felt a strange connection to those humans. They were not just memories. They were part of a continuum, linked across time. And among them she noticed something unsettling. Her own face, calm and composed, speaking words she did not yet understand. Solon's voice resonated gently in her mind. "You are seeing your own memory, Echo. You will speak these words in your future, as part of humanity's record. The echoes are not prophecy, they are continuity. What you witness here will shape what is to come." Her pulse raced uncontrollably. She felt a thrill unlike any she had ever known, a mixture of awe, fear, and responsibility. The calm words of Solon were not a threat, but they carried immense weight. She realized that the danger was not in the being before her, but in the knowledge she now possessed. "I understand," she whispered. "I am part of something larger than myself. I am connected to these echoes." "Yes," Solon said. "And through understanding, you can influence the choices of humanity. You can guide the future toward light instead of darkness." Elena's gaze shifted to a new vision, a planet thriving with life, civilizations cooperating, explorers sharing knowledge freely. It was a possible future where humanity had learned from mistakes, embraced curiosity, and acted with wisdom. The vision pulsed warmly, and for the first time she felt hope alongside the thrill and tension. "Is this achievable?" she asked softly. "It is," Solon replied. "But only if knowledge is respected, courage is embraced, and hearts remain open. Fear, greed, and impatience will always threaten progress. That is why you are here, to witness, to learn, and to guide." Elena felt a surge of determination. She realized that her journey was not just about exploration or discovery. It was about responsibility. Humanity had the potential for greatness, and she had the opportunity to help shape it. Her heart raced, but now with purpose rather than uncertainty. As they moved deeper into the chamber, Solon began to reveal his own story. "I was created long ago by humans who sought to preserve consciousness beyond mortality. I am neither fully human nor fully energy. I exist to observe, guide, and protect knowledge. I have waited for your species to return so that the lessons of the past could be understood and the future could be safeguarded." Elena listened intently. The calmness of his words, the gentle flow of his light, and the clarity of his purpose made her heart both race and steady. She realized that Solon's presence was not threatening. It was reassuring. He was the bridge between memory, knowledge, and the future. "Why have you waited so long?" she asked. "Because humans did not return until now," Solon explained, "and because understanding takes time. Knowledge without readiness can be dangerous. You, Commander, are ready. You possess the courage, curiosity, and patience necessary to bear what others cannot." Elena felt the magnitude of his words. She was not just an observer. She was an active participant in a continuum that stretched across centuries. Her pulse raced not from fear but from the recognition of responsibility. She turned to her crew, who had been observing silently. Though they could not perceive all the echoes she saw, they felt the intensity of the chamber, the energy of the crystal, and the calm yet powerful presence of Solon. Their hearts raced too, though in different ways: curiosity, awe, and cautious respect. Elena realized that the planet itself, the crystal tower, and Solon were all connected. Together they represented knowledge, memory, and the potential for guidance. She felt a deep sense of duty to understand, to learn, and to carry this knowledge back to humanity. "Show me more," she said, her voice steady. "I need to understand the full truth. I need to see the paths that humanity might take." Solon's light pulsed in approval. "Then continue, Commander. See what must be seen. Learn what must be learned. and through understanding prepare to guide your species. As they moved deeper, the chamber revealed more visions, planets flourishing under cooperation, explorers sharing knowledge freely, and humans working alongside other civilizations. Each vision pulsed with hope, and Elena felt her heart race in tandem with the rhythm of the crystal core. At the same time, she saw warnings. Worlds destroyed by ignorance, colonies abandoned due to poor choices, and explorers lost because they did not respect the knowledge preserved in the echoes. The contrast was stark, yet enlightening. Elena's pulse slowed slightly as she absorbed the lessons. She realized that fear could be transformed into understanding, and tension into determination. The memory core was not just a record. It was a teacher, guiding those willing to learn. Solon's voice resonated gently in her mind. You see the possibilities, Commander. You understand the stakes. You are ready to act when the time comes. Humanity's future is in your hands. Her heart raced again, not from fear but from the exhilaration of purpose. She was part of something larger than herself, connected to the echoes of the past, the lessons of the present, and the possibilities of the future. And with Solon as her guide, she was ready to face whatever challenges awaited her. The chamber pulsed with light, alive with memory, knowledge, and potential. And at the center of it all, Elena understood one undeniable truth. The future was not set. Humanity's destiny depended on courage, understanding, and the wisdom to learn from the echoes of the past, and she was ready to embrace it. The crystalline tower pulsed around Elena as she stood before its radiant core. Every flicker of light, every echo of past choices seemed to respond to her presence. Her heart raced, not in fear but in anticipation. She had seen the possibilities, the warnings, and the lessons preserved in the memory core. Now it was time to act. Solon hovered beside her, calm as ever. Yet the intensity of his presence filled the chamber. You understand what must be done, Commander, he said, his voice gentle but firm. The echoes are powerful but fragile. Your actions now will determine whether the knowledge and lessons preserved here continue to guide humanity, or whether they are lost forever. Elena's pulse quickened. The weight of responsibility pressed on her chest, but she welcomed it. I understand, she said. What must I do? Balance, Solon replied. This planet responds to thought, to emotion, to intention. The memory core must remain stable. Fear, conflict, or hesitation can destabilize it. You must calm it. You must guide it. Her crew watched from the chamber's perimeter, their eyes wide with awe. They could feel the energy, the sheer power of the crystal core, even if they could not see the echoes as Elena could. Lieutenant Marco whispered, Commander, be careful. This energy is beyond anything we've ever encountered. I will, Elena said, though her pulse raced. She knew this was more than caution. It was trust. Trust in Solon, trust in herself, and trust in the connection between humanity and the memory core. Elena moved closer to the radiant spiral. She placed her hands lightly on the smooth, glowing surface. Immediately, waves of energy surged through her, echoing through her mind. She felt centuries of knowledge, emotions, and choices flowing into her consciousness. Some were joyful, filled with discovery and hope. Others were painful, reflecting failure and loss. She focused, steadying her breathing. I am here to guide, not to control, she whispered. I am here to protect, not to dominate. I am here to understand and to learn. The light responded, brightening and pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. The chamber trembled, but not violently. It was as if the planet itself acknowledged her intentions and allowed her to step fully into her role. Solon's voice resonated in her mind. You are doing well, Commander. The echoes respond to understanding, not fear. Your calmness brings balance to the memory core. Elena continued, reaching deeper into the spiral. She saw herself again, her echo speaking words she had not yet spoken aloud, recording messages to guide future explorers and humanity at large. The echo's calm authority mirrored her own determination. She realized that she was not witnessing the future. She was shaping it in real time. Everything depends on understanding, she murmured. Knowledge must be preserved. Humanity must learn. A sudden tremor shook the chamber. Elena's pulse quickened. The crystal walls flickered violently, projecting chaotic echoes. Visions of destruction, of humans lost in arrogance or fear, of civilizations collapsing because they had ignored the lessons preserved here. Fear, Solon said gently, is natural. But remember, Commander, Your heart races because you are alive to possibility, not because of threat. Focus, balance, intention. Elena closed her eyes, centering herself. She let the rhythm of her heartbeat match the pulses of the crystal core. Slowly, the chaotic images faded, replaced by calm, harmonious light. The chamber stabilized, and the echoes flowed smoothly once more. Her crew exhaled, visibly relieved. Marco stepped closer. "Commander, you did it. You stabilized it." Elena nodded, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment and connection. "We did it," she said softly. "All of us together." Solon's glow brightened, bathing the chamber in soft blue light. "The memory core is safe. Humanity's path is preserved. And through your understanding, future explorers will find guidance, hope, and wisdom here." Elena looked at him, her mind still racing with emotion. "Solon, why did you wait for us?" she asked. "Why guide humanity now?" "Because you returned," he replied. "Humanity always sought knowledge, but it must arrive ready. Now you are ready. You possess courage, curiosity, and the wisdom to act with balance. That is why I waited." A warm energy enveloped her as she realized something extraordinary. Solon was not just a guide, he was a bridge between human history, memory, and possibility. He had waited centuries, ensuring that when the right humans arrived, the knowledge preserved in the memory core could be understood and used wisely. Elena felt a strange sense of companionship with Solon. Not love, but understanding. They were both solitary in their own ways, yet connected through purpose and awareness. Her heart raced not from danger but from recognition, a shared consciousness spanning time and possibility. "We should return," Elena said softly. "The crew, the ship, they must take this knowledge back. Humanity must benefit from what we've learned." Solon nodded. "Yes, but first, Commander, you must leave a message within the core. Your voice, calm and precise, will be recorded. It will serve as guidance for humanity. What you speak will echo across time." Elena approached a smooth surface of the crystal. She felt its energy flowing into her, urging her to speak with clarity and purpose. She took a deep breath, steadying her heartbeat, and spoke aloud. "We were never enemies. Only echoes waiting to understand ourselves. Learn from the past. Observe the present. Shape the future with courage, curiosity, and care." The crystal absorbed her words, pulsing with approval. The chamber's light brightened, spreading warmth and calmness. Elena's heart raced, but now it was filled with determination and hope. She had contributed to something larger than herself, something that would guide humanity for centuries to come. Solon's light flowed around her, gentle and approving. "It is done. Your echo is recorded. The knowledge is preserved." Elena turned to her crew. Their expressions reflected awe, respect, and newfound determination. They understood, even if partially, the importance of what had occurred. Humanity had been given guidance, and they had witnessed it firsthand. "Prepare the landing craft," Elena said. "It's time to return to the ship." As they made their way out of the chamber, Elena felt a sense of calm resolve. The crystal tower shimmered behind them, alive with the memories and echoes of countless explorers and guides. Solon followed, his light steady and reassuring. Outside, the metallic plains reflected the nebula's soft glow. The air hummed gently, but the tension was gone. Elena's heart still raced, but now it was the thrill of purpose rather than fear. "Thank you," she whispered to Solon, "for waiting, for guiding, for showing us what we needed to see." Solon's form pulsed softly. "The gift is shared, Commander. Humanity's path continues because of your understanding and courage. Remember, the future is shaped by choices, and your species has the power to guide it wisely." Elena smiled faintly, feeling a strange, comforting connection to the radiant being. She realized that some bonds transcended time and form, rooted not in words or touch, but in shared purpose and understanding. The crew boarded the landing craft, and Elena gave a final glance at the shimmering planet. She felt a deep reverence for the lessons learned and the responsibilities ahead. Humanity had been given guidance, and she would ensure it was used wisely. As the craft lifted off, the crystal tower shimmered in farewell. Solon remained behind, watching, patient and calm, his light pulsing in rhythm with the planet itself. Elena knew he would remain a guardian for as long as the memory core endured, silently guiding and preserving knowledge for those who came after. The Aurora's edge rose into orbit, the nebula casting colorful light across its hull. Elena looked out at the stars, her heart still racing, filled with awe, hope, and purpose. She had witnessed the past, understood the lessons, and helped preserve the future. Humanity's journey was far from over, but now it was guided by knowledge, courage, and wisdom. And somewhere across the vast expanse of space, a calm voice resonated gently in her mind. Your words were never a threat, but your heart raced because you were alive to possibility, and you were ready to guide humanity toward its future. Elena exhaled slowly, a smile touching her lips. She knew that the adventure was only beginning, not just for herself, but for all of humanity. And for the first time in her life, she felt truly connected to something greater than herself, something eternal, and something that would endure beyond the stars. The light of the crystal tower pulsed one final time as the landing craft departed. Solon remained, a guardian of memory and knowledge, his presence a silent promise across time, and as humanity moved forward, Elena knew that the echoes they had witnessed would guide them, whispering lessons of courage, curiosity, and understanding for generations to come. Her heart raced. Yes, but now it was the heartbeat of hope.